transformer, or transformations. So today's purpose is the communication of transformation. You check it out.
Did you pick this day?
As a matter of fact, we did. Why not work with creation? Why not align your own lives and decisions and activities to the flow of creation? Yes?
This system may work very well in a tropical area where seasons don't alter quite so much as in the northern area.
Mm-hmm.
The 365 quarter days looks much more consistently in a more northern latitude because we have to, for instance, agriculture depends a lot on having those days at those times.
As a matter of fact,
work.
As a matter of fact, the Maya had a calendar, a 365-day calendar. You probably heard that the Maya had the most accurate calendar on Earth. Okay? Well, they knew perfectly well. It's called the Hob calendar. The Hob calendar, Hob means Earth. Hob is the Earth calendar. They knew within 8 seconds of exactly how long it took for us to go around. Within 8 seconds. But this calendar only had one purpose. Taxes. It was for bookkeeping. Only. They were an agrarian culture. When could they pay their tribute? When the crops came in. This was the only use for that calendar. The Zolkin was the personal calendar. It wasn't the bookkeeping calendar. This Zolkin calendar worked along next to another calendar that we're going to be talking mostly about today. You'll see this calendar woven in, but this is pretty much what we're going to be talking about. The Tun calendar, T-U-N, Tun. And this is the Maya 360-day calendar. Now, the Tun calendar was known as the divine or prophetic. The prophetic calendar. Maybe you've heard something about the Mayan prophecies and how phenomenally accurate they were over thousands and thousands of years, including today. How profoundly accurate these things were. Those prophecies were all based on the Tun calendar with the intentions and aspects of the Zolkin calendar. They work like this. This is the 260-day calendar, the Zolkin. This is the Tun calendar, the prophetic calendar. Now, each day on the Zolkin, there's 260 days, like teeth of a gear. And then there's 360 teeth on this gear. This Zolkin calendar revolves. And it makes that one move. This goes around and around with these repeated intentions and aspects, as you will see. I mean, they're actually, this right here. That chart, if you can see it from up there, but this chart is the 260 days. And you'll see the pattern that runs over and over. As this repeats, it turns this bigger gear. So as this turns, it imparts these meanings to these days. Okay? Every 52 revolutions of this calendar, the two teeth that started out match back up. Every 52 revolutions of this, you get back to where you started. This is why a Mayan elder, or any North American elder, became an elder at 51 3/4 of our years. 52 revolutions of this. And a person became an elder and was then able to teach others. Up until that time, they were a student. They were an apprentice. No matter how accomplished physically, they were only a student. The reason is because they had not yet experienced all of the different energies of creation that could be presented. Not until they'd gone all the way around and they started all over. This time with experience. Then they were an elder. Those folks were pretty rare back then, by the way. People usually lived about 45 or so. Okay? To show you how important this calendar was to the Maya, just a demonstration. Every 52 tunes, every spark of every fire was put out across the whole civilization. Every single spark. No coal left. All debts were absolved. The whole civilization started all over. Can you imagine? Maybe you can since the blackout. Can you imagine our whole civilization shutting off every electron? No electricity for anything. Not even uses of batteries at all for one day. That's a pretty heavy commitment, don't you think? That's how much these people's lives were centered around their calendar. They knew the calendar was the center of their civilization. And they celebrated it every day. They still do, by the way. There are 8 million Maya alive and fairly well all over the Yucatan and Guatemala. They are not extincted like some people would like you to believe. And a small portion of those people actually still follow the calendar. Okay? So, 260 days and 360 days don't match up with any of our understanding of timekeeping. There's no planets or moons going around the solar system every 260 days. There's no planets or moons going around every 360 days either. The archaeologists were completely stumped. I mean, this was just mysticism to them. So they really didn't investigate it much. They just put it on the shelf. That's why it's been a mystery all this time. It wasn't until Calleman, he's a biochemical engineer from Sweden. Calleman started applying clinical science techniques to studying the Mayan calendar. to discover what were these guys timing. For 5,000 years to use this system? There must have been some reason. So he started applying. Archaeologists are not scientists. Archaeologists are people who study. That's what the word ology means. The study. Archaeology means the study of arches or architecture. Various forms. They don't use a scientific procedure. They write theses. They expound on ideas that are likely to gather together the funding for next year's project. So, this remained a mystery. And that book, by the way, is available on Amazon.com, and you can get it through B. Dalton Books, and you can order it.
What's the author's name?
And Dreamweaver will get in any books that you recommend, so it will be available locally too.
Good. This book is scientific. It's
How do you
not a
spell-
novel.
How do you spell his name, please?
Calleman is Calleman. Calleman. And, yes.
And how do you figure out which day we're on? You said we're on the third day right now.
Oh, yeah.
How do you figure that out?
Well, the Maya know what day it is on their calendar.
And I will too if you show me.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that really quick. Everybody that's got one of these, sounds like a prayer meeting. Open your hymn book. There are two charts right here. Okay, there's open it to these two charts. There's a red chart, red band across the top, and a blue down here. Anytime you want to look up a date, including today's date, or your birthday, or a future date, what you do is you look on the month and day chart, and you find the month you're in, and then you run down to the day. Okay? Today, September 6th. So, with my glasses on,
189.
189 is the value. This is in the little box. Now, we go to 2003 on the year chart. Okay? And there will be another number there. It's actually 217. Now you just add those two numbers together. You get a calculator. Seriously, I use the calculator more often than a pencil for doing this. You add the two numbers together. Now, sometimes you're going to come up with a number larger than 260. Like today. You're going to have a number larger than 260. So what we go and do is we go all the way around on the calendar again. It's going to follow the same pattern. So what you do is just subtract 260 from that total. Okay? If it's a big number bigger than 260, then you just subtract 260. The remainder will be a number of the day on this chart. Then you go to the next, whatever that number is. And today, being 3 transformer, is day number 146. Okay? You find the day and the month. There's a little red number. You write that down, you add it together, then you go down here, you'll find a little blue number on the year. You add them together. If it's over 260, subtract 260 and use the remainder. If it's not over 260, then you've already got your number.
Speak about January and February.
Yes. Now there is one little wrinkle in this, and it's in the instructions. There are 4, count